So next, I want to talk a little bit about, we're moving into the impact of women during World War II. They were involved in a lot of aspects of aviation. Not only did they work on the production lines, like as Rosie, everybody knows about Rosie the Riveter, or Wendy's, if you were in the naval yards, I guess that's the correct term. But they were test pilots, they were fairing pilots, and they were towers, and they were instructors. So first we have Jackie Cochran. Has anybody heard of Jackie? Yeah. So Jackie was a woman who, she had more speed, more altitude, and distance records than any other female pilot at the time of her death back in 1980. Obviously, people have taken up on those. But she worked her way up as a beautician. She really, didn't aspire to be a pilot, but she just decided that once she married her millionaire husband, she wanted to learn how to fly, and she was able to. She could afford that because it's not the cheapest sport in the whole wide world. In 1932, then, she reserved her license after only 3 weeks of lessons. So she was really driven. She knew what she wanted, and she went right after it. She set 3 major flying records in the Bendix race. In 1941, she then selected a group of women to be in what was called, through Captain Army General Hap Arnold, to organize some women to help ferry these planes. So she is actually the founder of the WASPs, which is the Women's Air Service Pilots. So these were these incredibly brave women that you can see right here under this plane, who flew in men's smalls because they didn't have their own flight suits over really scary terrains and planes that no one had ever flown before to get them to the war effort. So let's say that they would go to Long Beach where there might be a plane to be built, but the plane needed to get over to the East Coast. Those women would fly those planes. And again, this wasn't getting in a Delta jet. This was, a cold plane where you were flying, not always with the best readings and things like that, but you were really flying on your knowledge of your navigation. These women left their families to do this, so some of them lost their marriages as well. And then, boom, all of a sudden the war's over, and they now are supposed to just kind of go back home. So a lot of them continued flying as instructors. But I love to share Fifi down at the bottom, this little colored animation here by Walt Disney. That's Fifi Nella, and she is their a mascot, if you will. So when you come to the museum, you'll see a little bit of that decoration, but sometimes if you're driving in cars, you might see a Fifi, and that means you probably are driving behind a woman pilot if you got like a little bumper sticker. So keep your watch out for Fifis.